N-KSA.
Hello, my name is Jamie Lim. I'm the co-president of UMBC KSA alongside with John Park.
And hello, I'm John Park, and I'm a rising sophomore, and I'm a co-president of UMBC KSA with Jamie Lin.
What do you want people to remember about your KSA 5 years from now?
I think mine is that we made people feel belonged. Like if you're Korean or not, it doesn't matter to us. I realized this while I was in KSA last semester that a lot of students are interested in Korean culture. Like even if the events were small scale, a good amount of people still showed up just to look at the slides that we're presenting, which is like a culture event that we do every single event. We just like pick like a specific date, traditional Korean day, like Chuseok. We present those slides. We like explain to them what it is, like why is it important to us, and like why it happened. I just want people to feel like they belong to the club.
For me, I'd say like they feel welcomed because it sort of has to do with what Jamie also said. I feel like I just want people of all like diverse backgrounds to feel like they could be here without being Korean or just Asian in general. I feel like a lot of people have that mindset like, oh, if I'm not Asian, I can't participate in cultural Asian orgs, which I think is dumb. You don't have to be Asian to participate. You don't have to be Asian to know. And I want everyone to feel included.
What is the biggest lesson that KSA has taught you about yourself or community?
When I was initially offered the president spot from our formal president, I was definitely reluctant accepting the offer because it is such a big role that I have to basically manage the entire club. But I think like reflecting on my past semester being in KSA, I think it taught me how to work as a team, actually talking to the members, because it's not about you doing all the work by yourself. And that is why clubs have like different roles for a reason, because you can never do it by yourself. It's about like teamwork, actually speaking, communicating with your members. If there are like any ideas, like throwing some ideas in the meeting and just like going on from there. So I think it taught me how to work as a team in general.
I'd say like communications. I'm also realizing my answers keep sounding similar to Jamie's, but we've actually talked about a lot of the stuff that you guys had mentioned last school year. Communication was it wasn't there with the last board, and because it wasn't there and I was an intern, like I wasn't really fully part of the board, but I was still like in the meetings, and I would observe the stuff that would happen during the KSAE board meetings or like during the events itself, and it made me realize like how important communication really is, because stuff would just be all over the place. Like, it'd be very disorganized. I realized like it's important to make sure you know how everyone on that board is feeling. Like you don't want like one person to like be annoyed with someone else on the board, because that could like creates problems and stuff, which we obviously don't want. So just like knowing how everyone feels, and like if you have a problem, like speaking up on it, make sure like it doesn't snowball into something like that.
This is kind of on that realm, so if it's similar, you can just answer very quickly. But what advice would you give your KSA's next generation of leaders?
Yeah, I feel like my answer is pretty similar, but it's going to be like talk to your team. You can't do this alone. You have to like talk with their members, communicate with them, work alongside with them. And I feel like the role of the president is like the leader is basically giving the correct guideline to lead your team to the correct way that it should be. And I feel like last advice is like just have fun.
I'd say to try to be friends with everyone on board. I feel like that's so important. So you could like know like everything going on between like people on the board, and just like makes things like flow. Like you don't want like a strict environment, I feel like, or like a tough environment, like a rough one. It's better to like be friends with everyone, so like people are more comfortable to like speak up on things, and like just being open during like events or like meetings. And yeah, having fun. Gotta have fun while you do it. If you're not having fun, then it reflects onto the board. I feel like the president isn't having fun, then it just brings down the mood of everyone else. So just having fun.
Awesome. Okay, that concludes the formal interview. So thank you guys.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.